Hello, everyone. My name is Mitch Galbraith, and I'm an Assistant Technology Specialist with the Arizona Department of Education. Today, I'm going to share with you a Chrome extension that uses Microsoft's Immersive Reader to help adapt text online. If you go to the Chrome Web Store and you type in Immersive Reader to the search bar, this extension will come up. It's called Use Immersive Reader on Websites. It's an unofficial use of Immersive Reader, because it's not endorsed by Microsoft or put out by Microsoft, but it definitely uses the Immersive Reader features. So if you didn't have it, this little bar would say Add to Chrome. You click on it, you add to Chrome, and it will put a little black and white book symbol up in your toolbar, and that's the Immersive Reader extension. So now, if you had some text you want your student to read, say we're learning about flamingos, and I already have some highlighted here. So I highlight this paragraph, I want to adapt it for a student to read. So I highlight it, I right click on it, and I click Help Me Read This. So what it does is it takes the text and it does its magic. So I'm going to, this little double arrow up here, if you click on that, I'll go to full screen mode. And here's the text from that from Wikipedia page. It takes out all the pictures and stuff, and it's just the text. So you have the little play button down here, and it's going to highlight each word and read as you go. And I'll demonstrate that.
The name flamingo comes from Portuguese, or Spanish flamengo, flame-colored, in turn coming from Provençal flamenc from flamma flame, and Germanic-like suffix ing, with a possible influence.
So it highlights the text and it reads along and scrolls down. Now, a couple things you can change on that. You can change the speed. You can either speed it up or slow it down. And kids can actually learn to hear faster. So a lot of times you might want to start a little slower. And you can switch the voice from male to female to male.
Influence of the Spanish ethnonym flamenco, Fleming or Flemish. The generic name.
So on those settings, you can just decide what you like, what's more beneficial, pick the speed, and those are the settings that you can do with the reading. Some other features it has, I'm going to go back to the top here. Under text preferences, I click on that, a little sidebar comes up, and I can change the text size. Maybe I want it bigger or smaller. So either way, you can pick, depending on what your student needs. I'll leave it right here. So until the text is whatever size you want it to be. Another feature on here, a lot of times having text spread out with more spacing, it helps with reading. So it's on increased spacing right now, but if I didn't like that, I want to turn it off. I could turn it off, and then this is what it looks like. So this is the less spacing, and this is with more spacing. So it just depends on what you want for your student. I'm going to leave on the increased spacing. Yeah, if you don't like the font, there's three choices here: Calibri, Sitka, and Comic Sans. So again, you can decide just what's most appropriate for your student. Really easy to modify it and for specific student needs. And then also, if they need like a color overlay or something, there's a whole bunch of different choices: green, light blue, yellow, pink. A lot of different options for contrast and how the web page is going to look. I'm going to go back to white. All right. So that's the features for text. Another tab bar is grammar options. This is really cool. One thing you can do on it, here I'm going to go back to the top. One thing you can do is mark the syllables. So if I click on that one right there, what it goes through and it puts a dot in all the syllables. So if a child needs that to help them read the words, that's a feature you can use. Turn that off. You can identify parts of speech. Say I want my student to identify the adjectives or know what the adjectives are. They're green, but I want to make them blue. And it's clicked on. So now, as you can see, the adjectives are marked in blue. Say I want to do the verbs too. The verbs are red, so now they're colored. This one right here, show labels, is kind of a cool feature. You turn it on, and now they're labeled as well. So they're red, and it's the V for verb. So another way to adapt it so they can learn those things. So those are some of the grammar features. I'm going to turn these off. So that was a cool feature. Is finally this one over here, reading preferences. This is like how the text is going to be read. So I get over here. I love the line focus. I turn that on, and what it does is it narrows it down so it reads one line at a time. Now there are options for more lines, but they're not uh, accessible right now. So I don't know what's happening there, but you can do the one line. And this is really cool. So I'll close this. And then as I read it,
Name Phoenicopterus, from Greek. Phi omicron iota nu iota kappa pi tau epsilon rho omicron phoenicopteros, literally means blood red feathered, has a similar etymology to the common name too.
so as you can see, it just does line by line. It still highlights every word, but it does line by line as well. And what's cool about this feature too, when it's turned on, if they don't need the text read to them, but they just have trouble focusing and visual scanning, they can just read line by line with these up and down arrows. And some of these Greek words are a little interesting, but this is a great tool for if this is what your student needs. So some different options there. I'm going to turn that off. That was line focus. Picture dictionary is a cool feature. All these words, there's dictionaries, a dictionary attached to it. And some of them have, well, you know what? I'm going to turn off the syllables too. So if I don't know what this word is, flamingo, I click on it. It shows me a picture of a flamingo, and I click on the word,
Flamingo.
and it'll read it to me as well. Now, not all the words have pictures with them, and if they don't have a picture, it'll just
Name.
have the word, and you can listen to it.
Comes.
So if there's any word they don't know, they can just click on it and listen to it. And some of them will have pictures. And you can actually turn that feature off if you don't like it or you don't need it. And finally, there's a translate feature. So if you have a student that maybe English is a second language and they're learning English but they know Spanish, they can go down here and choose Spanish. So now I have it listed by word, which means if I click on the word flamingo now, the picture comes up, but now it's in English and Spanish, which
Flamingo.
is apparently the same thing. But if I do comes,
Proviene.
so it gives you the both.
Comes.
You can listen to the English and the Spanish version. Another option there is to do the whole document. It's going to translate the document. So now the whole thing is in Spanish.
El nombre flamingo proviene del flamenco portugués o español, color de llama. A su vez,
So that's kind of cool. And then what I love about this is that you can click back and forth between the original and the Spanish version. And there are a lot of languages that you can translate it to. So that could be very helpful. Anyway, well, that is the Immersive Reader extension. So I click this escape and it takes me back out and I get back to my text. So this is the Immersive Reader extension and I hope this was helpful. Thank you for listening. Bye.